it's nothing. You always make up something, you know.
Even though she disagrees, we have to do this marriage. We would not get this much good opportunity. We would not get this much amount again. She will listen to you. Tell her about this. Your aunt said all this with her husband, Mr. Yang. But I'm not sure about this. She will not agree for it because of the groom situation. I also don't feel right. After all, she is like our daughter. He was biting the corner of his lip while thinking about you. How could you compare her with our daughter? Better talk with her and make her agree with this marriage. With that amount, we can do our daughter's marriage grandly, that also with a big shot. She said firmly where her. Okay, I will talk with her. I cannot tolerate your torture if I don't do this. Ryan, come here once. Your uncle called you to the living room while you were working in the kitchen. Yes, uncle. Do you want anything? You asked him politely where your aunt started mocking you, which she always do. Do you want anything? As if you are going to get him anything he asks. Just listen what your uncle says and agree with it. She gave that bad woman looks and averted her gaze. She doesn't like you to live with them, but for your uncle she agrees. Ryan, I have a request. You need to get married with the man I show. Actually, he is mentally ill. I hope you will not deny my request. He asked with a pleasing yet commanding tone where you started feeling different. Marriage? No, uncle. I'm not ready for this marriage. Please let me figure out about my future. I cannot marry anyone now. And you want me to marry some mentally ill man? No, uncle. I'm sorry. I'm not ready. Your answer made your aunt angry. Oh, do you want a king as your husband? Listen, we are not requesting you. We are ordering you. Aren't you be grateful for what my husband did to you? He brought you home and raised well, so you should respect and listen him. She said, glaring at you as she was angry with your answer. Uncle, is this your answer too? Do you want me to marry that person? You asked in a low tone where tears started building in your eyes by seeing him being silent, which clearly says it was his aunt. Don't you understand now? Go and get ready. Groom yourself and prepare for tomorrow's wedding. She said, throwing the wedding gown on your face where you looked at her angrily. After taking all the money of my father, you guys are doing this to me just because I'm an orphan. I never thought you would do something like this. Till now, I bear everything for you, auntie tortured, and sisters insults. But today, you also insulted me with your silence. Fine, I will agree. Remember, it's a forced marriage. You said strongly, shedding tears, and left to a room where Mrs. Yang, glaring at your disappearing figure. See that girl? She has so much head weight. What her father gave, he gave nothing and she bickered. He left from there without saying anything to her. It was true. He took all the money of your father after they. Actually, he is the younger brother of your father, but he invested that money in stocks and got huge loss. Because of his agreed about your marriage as the groom family giving him a large amount of money. To save him, he agreed for this marriage, also thought of giving a good life to his daughter. He might be guilty about you, but he is selfish about his family. Your uncle walked you to the aisle and left you at the altar where the groom already stood. You stood in front of him, lowering your head and controlling your tears, as you are not all ready for this marriage. You weren't even ready to see the face of the groom who was smiling at you. Priest started reading vows where you just looking down still, as you didn't have any interest in looking at the groom. As soon as he finished reading vows, he started next ritual. Miss Kim Wayan, are you ready to take Mr. John Jungkook as your lawfully wedded husband? You slowly lifted your head up and looked at the person for the first time there, but you know it was not the first time you saw him. Yes, I do. You said that willingly, even though you agreed for this marriage forcefully because he was filled in your entire heart, but you didn't know that feeling. Mr. John Jungkook, are you ready to take Miss Kim Wayan as your lawfully wedded wife? He asked Jungkook, who was already smiling at you like a kid, as everyone knew he was a child looking like a man. Yes, I do, he said and looked at his father, who was showing her thumb finger with a smile, like he was telling his son that he did it correctly. As you both finish sliding rings, Mr. Jungkook, you may kiss the bride now and finish your wedding ceremony happily. When he said that about kiss, your heart started beating as if he was your first love, but he really was. You stood there clutching your dress while your body started shivering slightly. You know he was a kid, not the man you knew, but still you know his heart was the same which you knew. Because of this, you were nervous. He stepped near you and pecked on your lips and stepped back. Later, the ceremony was over. Friends and relatives were congratulated you and Jungkook. You both got into his car to go to his house. The ride was going silent until he noticed you crying, leaning your head on the window. Why are you crying? Are you feeling sad about anything? No, I was not crying. It was because of dust. You said quickly, wiping tears, not to get caught by him. How will dust enter inside when windows and doors of this car closed? You are lying. I know it. Take this tissue and wipe those tears. He gave you tissue paper. He was looking like an adult even though he was acting like a 6-year-old kid. Thank you. You took tissue from him and wiped tears. Those were because you remembered your parents because of this marriage. You and Jungkook entered inside of his house. Of course, from now it's yours too. You were happily welcomed by his father, who was so happy to bring you as his daughter-in-law. Welcome, dear. Welcome. Welcome, dear Ryan. I hope you didn't feel any discomfort with my son on the way to our house. He asked you as he concerned about you. No, uncle. He looked like a matured kid more than just a kid. Don't worry, he didn't trouble me. You said, smiling slightly. Great. By the way, call me Dad, okay? Jungkook, you please go to your room. I will talk with Wayne, okay, my boy? He said to his Jungkook, who was busy with his Rubik's Cube. Yes, Dad. He answered to his father and went to his room, where you stood in a confusion. Why, dear, I'm sorry about this marriage. It's not like I wanted to spoil your life by tying you with my son. There is a reason for it, but I could not say now. Please treat him politely, even though you don't like him, he said in a low tone, as if he feeling guilty about. Uncle, don't worry, I will treat him well. And about this marriage, I was not ready first. But now I'm happy because of him. Today I'm alive. I think it's a payback time. You smiled at him satisfactorily, but he looked at you confused. I don't understand you, dear. He again gave you a confused look. Yes, a year back while I was walking on the road, goons came and threatened me for money by putting on my neck. But luckily, your son saved me from them. But before I could say thanks, he left from there, maybe to meet him like today. That day I lost him. Your past gave a little hope to his father that you would not hurt his son because of his mental disability. God's plans are always something dear. Hope you will take care of him. Uncle, may I know what happened to him? How he changed like this? You asked, but he was silent for a few seconds and replied. Actually, he met with an accident while returning home from the office. It happened at midnight and no one was there to save him on the road. Before we could reach, he lost blood and his brain damaged, which turned him to a 6-year-old kid. You patted on his shoulder, saying him to be strong. He controlled his tears and spoke to you. It was a nightmare for us. I'm still waiting for him to recover and get back to his normal life. I'm sorry, uncle. Please don't worry. We can work on him. I will take care of him very well. He will surely back to normal because he has a father like you. You said, giving a weak smile as you felt bad for Jungkook. You entered the bedroom as maid helped you to find Jungkook and your shared bedroom. You slowly stepped inside holding your dress just to see the empty room. Your eyes searched for your husband who was missing there. Whoo! He made a loud sound coming out from behind the door to scare you, just like he was playing with you. Ah, Jungkook, you scared like hell. At once you gasped by placing your hand on your chest after knowing it was Jungkook. He. You scared? You scared. He was jumping while clapping with a big laugh, where you looked at him with a cute pout just to show him you were scared. Jungkook, you scared me. That was a nice act. Okay, first come with me. Sit here. You took him to the bed holding his hand, and he also followed you silently like a kid. Jungkook, from today I'm here for you. You can ask me whatever you want, okay? I will play with you, we'll say stories, and we can do many things. He was silently nodding just like he was listening to his mother, or you can say teacher. Okay, Ryan, but now I'm feeling hungry. Can you feed me, please? He asked cutely where you saw a child in him. Okay, wait here. I will bring the food. You went downstairs and brought the food to feed him. The day you spent so much with Jungkook, you studied him well. You saw his sweet gestures towards you. Ryan, can you please sleep near me? He asked as you were going to sleep on the couch. I went to Dad to sleep there, but he said from today you have to sleep with me. I'm scared to sleep alone. Please sleep with me, else I'll go to Dad. He got off the bed and stomping his feet like a kid, which you felt cute. Okay, Jungkook, don't cry. I will sleep on the bed. Come, you sleep first. You laid on the bed with distance from him, but he erased it, cuddling you. His touch made your heart beat fast again. You wanted to move, but you could not, as he was sleeping. Even you couldn't speak in his cuddle. You waited for a few minutes and got up, placing a pillow in his embrace as you were running out of breath. You quickly went to the balcony to catch breath as you gasping heavily. What the hell is happening with me? Oof. You took a breath, placing your hand on the chest. You don't know it was happening because you love him. Your heart can feel his feelings. Like these days passed, you and Jungkook became so close. He could not leave you for a minute, and you also didn't get tired of his actions. Sometimes you felt he was not a kid, he was a 25-year-old man. One day his best friend and also the partner in his company visited your house. Good morning, uncle. He bowed to Jungkook's father and sat on the couch beside Mr. John, who was smiling happily. You went to bring some snacks for him while Jungkook playing in the living room itself. After many days I'm seeing you, Daniel. How are you? What's the matter? He asked while sipping the black coffee which you gave him. Yeah, I'm good, uncle. Hey, Jungkook, good morning. He replied. Meanwhile, you came with snack and coffee and went to his side to give him. Please have this. You extended your hand with the cup to give him. Uncle, who is she? I never saw her here. She's Ryan, your friend Jungkook's wife. You didn't come to this marriage as you were busy abroad. I'm sorry, uncle, I could not make it. By the way, you are looking pretty, sister. Thank you, Mr. Daniel. Please take this coffee. Even though his mouth calling you sister, his bad touch and his eyes said he has bad intentions on you. You quickly went to the kitchen back as you felt disgusted by his touch while taking the coffee. Daniel, let me give you some medicine. You touched my wife. I will not leave you easily, man. He thought to himself and went near Daniel with a cute kid face and actions. Daniel, uncle, can you give me a handshake? I will show you the magic. He asked like a kid where Daniel trusted him and gave his hand to Jungkook to shook with him. Ah, he screamed in pain as Jungkook tightly squeezed his hand, where bones started breaking inside. Hey, see my magic, see my magic. I told you right, I know magic. See, you are screaming. He was jumping like a kid, but actually, he was not a kid. Uncle, I think bones broke in my hand. Jungkook, next time don't try this magic on anyone. He glared at Jungkook and left from there, where Jungkook quickly came to the bedroom just to ask you something. Why are you alright? He asked you as he saw you worried about the way Daniel behaved with you. Maybe your father in law didn't notice, but as your husband, he saw it. Yeah, I'm okay, Jungkook. What happened? Why did you ask that question? Without saying anything, he hugged you as he knew you were hiding about Daniel near him. Jungkook, you wanted to ask him, but you just went calm as you didn't want to let go of his hug, which was giving you warmth. That day spent with Jungkook, he didn't leave you for a while. You both played, had food, and slept. Next day, you woke up and saw Jungkook standing beside the bed with a flower bouquet. Happy birthday, Ryan. He wished you, extending the flower bouquet. You quickly got off the bed as you were surprised. Thank you, but how do you know about it, Jungkook? You asked him while taking the flower bouquet from him with a surprised look. Before I say that, I should say sorry for you, Ryan. Actually, I'm not a kid. I am. All these days I acted because I have a reason. You were shocked to hear the truth from him. What? Is it true? Yes, Ryan. I met with an accident that was true, but I asked the doctor to create this kid drama to find the culprit. After a few months, I got to know it was Daniel. So, to prove his deeds, I'm acting like a kid waiting for the proper evidence. Now it makes sense. That's why you broke his hand. But why did you marry me, Jungkook, when you knew everything? You got this doubt now. Because I love you, Ryan. The day I met you, I fell in love with you. I used to follow you wherever you go. I told to dad about you and I was about to confess you. But before that, I met with an accident. He paused for a while and spoke again. Dad wanted to marry me so that I will have a company. As he already knew about my love for you, he found you and got married with me. But he doesn't know about all this. I want to say about me to him too. You stood silently and processing everything he said. But why are you saying it now, Jungkook? Because I'm feeling guilty for acting like this. I don't want you to feel the burden of me, and moreover, I love you. I don't want to betray you more. You saw tears building his eyes. You quickly hugged him to comfort you. It's okay, Jungkook. I understand you. I never felt any burden of you because I love you, Jungkook. Not only you fell for me that day, I also fell for you. Really? You love me? He asked, hugging you. Yes, Jungkook. Till that day, I couldn't help thinking about you, but I didn't realize it was love. After traveling with you, I realized my feelings for you. I really care for you. You both shed tears and also comforted each other. Later, he revealed everything to his father, and he was happy for Jungkook as nothing happened to him. Days passed. You and Jungkook became so close with each other. You started living a happy life which you never lived. One day, you and Jungkook came to the conference room as you got information that board members are going to make Daniel as CEO because they thought Jungkook would not recover. But for their shock, you both went with the proof. Hello, my dear friends. I'm sorry to break this meeting. Actually, I don't have any problem and I'm completely fine. Daniel, get ready to go to jail. I believed you and made you as my partner, but I never knew. My best friend tries to. You're going to pay for it. No, I did nothing. Why would I? You, Jungkook. Jungkook played the proof on PowerPoint, and everyone got to know that he tried to crush the Jungkook car with a large truck. Isn't it enough? You forget to arrest the evidence. It took me many months to find out about you. Anyways, goodbye, my friend. Spend time in jail. Everybody cursed Daniel. Later, cops took him, and Jungkook became CEO to his company again. Huff. Now I am back to normal life again. Once again, thank you, Ryan, for the things you did to me patiently, he said as he was feeling emotional again. It's okay, Jungkook. Please, you said many times. Now don't spoil our first date with the past. I want to have memories with you. Till now, I spent my life in misery, but from now, I want to live happily with you. Shall we? You asked him, looking into his eyes. Yes, I will keep you happy. Love you, Ryan. He pressed his lips on yours and began journey with kiss.